Welcome back to the table, everybody. We got a fantastic episode talking about news and rumors going around in the nerd realm. But I am the host of this episode. It's Kev, aka Spider Kev. I'm not by myself. To my right, from Baby Girl Comics, Jose.
Hola, mi gente. What's going on, people? Hope you're ready to talk about these rumors, because they hot.
Oh, yeah. Frankie, baby.
Kev, what's up?
I'm struggling, but I'm here.
That's fine. We all go through that.
I'm good.
But we're looking forward to some of these announcements and news and stuff.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Mike Barry.
Hello there.
And on the ones and twos, Jorge.
Let's go, peoples.
Now, there's been a couple of news and rumors that have been going around the last couple of days. I want to start off with DC. Okay. It has been reported by James Gunn himself that he will be at Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con at the end of July with John Cena. Now, it's obviously going to be about Peacemaker Season 2 that we're all excited for. But he's also hinted that he's going to spill, quote-unquote, everything. Fellas, what do you think that means?
We're going to find out who's Batman. That's the biggest mystery right now, I think, in the whole DC universe. Who's going to be James Gunn's Batman? Are we going... There's been so many rumors. Jason Ackles, Reacher, and that dude's freaking huge. He's definitely...
Yeah. He's like, what, 6'6"?
Yeah, and he's Jack, and he can sing. Guy. And he definitely do a great Bruce Wayne. I think he pulled off but Jason Ackles, I think, would be a better Bruce Wayne.
Especially for an older one, if they're going for that type of...
But if Reacher was going to be in there, I don't think either one's going to be Batman, honestly. But Reacher has that Batman adventure build, which is pretty good. But
what I like about Alvin Richardson is he's already in the DC live action family. Yes. He was Hulk on the Titan show.
Yes. He was also Aquaman in Smallville.
Oh, yes.
Yes. He was...
They made a pilot for that show.
Yep, they did.
It was terrible.
Yeah. He looked like a teeny bopper, 19-year-old kid, completely shredded, 6'3", good look. He's definitely a good looking guy. I don't think he's that great of an actor, personally. I just don't. He's very one-dimensional. I think like Nicolas Cage, and in acting, I haven't seen much from him that tells me otherwise. But he is talented, and he fits certain characters. That's why I can see him playing Batman, but I don't see him playing Bruce Wayne. I just don't.
Fair.
I feel like they need to go with somebody lesser known, experienced, but lesser known so that they can have them for longevity. I mean, if we learn anything from Marvel here, you're setting up a long line of movies and time frame to do that. And if you pick somebody that's older, you're at limited time with them. Yeah. Unless you plan around that. Now it's square one for DC, and anything can happen.
Their Batman has to be in his 40s.
Yeah,
because his Batman has to be in his 40s because we know we're getting Damian Wayne, which means Damian Wayne is a teenager.
Damian Wayne's probably going to be 10 to 15.
Yeah. And we're going to get Dick Grayson, and we're going to get Jason Todd.
Yeah. And we better not skip Tim Drake.
Oh, so we're getting the Bat Fam.
Yeah,
if they do Bat Family would be fantastic because we don't really do Bat Family.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the Batman movie is supposed to come out is Brave and the Bold, and that's based off of the Brave and the Bold comic.
And if anybody knows about the Brave and the Bold comic, Batman was not in that comic book. It was Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian Wayne, right, as Robin.
Yeah, for a little while there. Back in the, I'll say, 70s. Oh God. It was Neil Adams and I can't remember the writer's name, but they did a lot of Batman Brave and the Bold. And what happened is like Batman kind of took a back seat, and it was a lot of team ups. That's where you get Batman meets the Spectre, Batman meets Green Lantern.
Dude, the Spectre would be so awesome
I would love to see
in live action. Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
Although we did get Dr. Fate, and he was damn good. He was the best part of that
All
movie.
right. You sitting down for this one? Let's bring Pierce Brosnan back. But do you know who you bring him back as? Alfred.
Ooh.
Oh,
I can see that.
I can
Could
see
Pierce do a good Alfred? I don't.
Dude, he's got the accent.
I think he
he's
could.
James Bond. He's a retired James Bond.
Yeah, which would be crazy. Yeah.
What I think is going to get dropped at. First off, I want to say, like, is John Cena actually going to make like a public appearance? People going to see him up on stage?
He's the world's greatest heavyweight champion of all time, 17 time. So I think we're gonna see John Cena for once.
I think so.
He's a heel now in wrestling. So
Yeah, but are you really going to see him?
Do you think he comes out in full
Come on,
costume?
guys. This is over a 20-year-old joke.
dude,
But do you think he comes out in full costume?
dude, if he does, he has to do the opening dance sequence
Yup.
for Peacemaker live action. John Cena's just one of those guys who I don't know him from personal experience, but just from knowing of him and seeing what he's done with Make-A-Wish and WWE, this dude is just a good dude who is, you know, all about his craft, and he puts everything into what he's doing. Nobody thought he was going to be a great actor that watched WWE. No one. He was barely a great wrestler. Like he is, but you know he's a showmanship and he's an actor in that sense. But just I think him and Dave Bautista have had the best transition into movies because The Rock sucks as an actor.
Yes,
Well, The Rock
yes, he
makes
does.
his own rules,
Yeah.
which is where you kind of like, no, man, you're taking away from the story and trying to make it to be like, I'm The Rock, I'm the cool guy, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to be.
Y'all contractually obligated to not have him lose a fight.
Like that's crazy to me.
Which is stupid. You gotta
Although-
you gotta have that arc.
He does have a new UFC movie
Yeah.
that's coming out.
Oh, it does.
And it looks good.
That does.
And it doesn't even look like The Rock. So I'm actually looking. I know this is not Marvel DC, but I'm actually very excited to see his acting chops
Dude, that screams like Oscar
with this.
bait to me.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
But I think one of the big things that we are going to see, because it's wrapped filming, is we're going to see, what is her name, Millie Alcock?
Oh, it's Supergirl.
As
It's
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
coming out.
Supergirl.
Yeah,
And then we're going to probably see Jason Momoa's Lobo.
as Lobo. We better get crypto.
Goodest boy in the galaxy.
But
It sounds like this year San Diego Comic-Con is going to be taken over by DC.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
And it's been a long time since San Diego Comic-Con has been taken over by
There's
DC.
so much he can. James Gunn has so much going on. He can announce the next phase, the next chapters, because he calls them chapters in the DC universe that's going to continue.
we got Gods and Monsters right now.
Gods and Monsters. You got Creature Commandos. You have Supergirl, Flash. Who is there going to be a Flash? Is there going to be who's Batman? Who's going to be Wonder Woman? The Green Lantern show comes out at the end of this year.
Yeah.
And the two actors that are in that are fantastic.
I guarantee you're going to get a trailer or something.
Oh, yeah.
For the Lanterns.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
going to get something. From
Yeah,
And you're going to get a full trailer, I think, for Supergirl, our first teaser trailer.
definitely.
I don't know. They got to be careful, though. They got to not fall into the same trap that Marvel did. Because Marvel started going and blew up their big, giant plans. And then they started getting more hate because they weren't delivering on everything they set up. They need to curtail it. Announce enough to get people interested, but not overpromise.
You don't want to do a great...
Yeah. I think... I don't think. I hope James Gunn learned from Kevin Feige's mistakes and Disney's mistakes and Marvel's mistake of just putting stuff out there to put stuff out there. I think James Gunn is a comic book fan.
Yeah.
He knows the source material. Yeah. He's read this since he was a kid. And I think Kevin Feige, although he is great at what he does, he's a producer and not from personal experience, but I never heard him have a conversation about, you know, going deep into comic books and stuff like I've heard James Gunn.
What's
but
really unique about Kevin Feige is he was an intern or a producer on 2000's X-Men. So he's been there from like
wow,
the get-go.
I did not know that.
Way in the beginning. Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, and he's also like a real like best friends with James Gunn.
yeah.
So I'm sure James Gunn has called him.
He said this was his first person he called was
Yeah.
Kevin Feige after he got the job.
And I'm sure Kevin told him the exact same thing. You
Yeah.
said, don't overdo it.
Don't do it.
just put out stuff. Put
Under promise and over deliver. Don't under deliver. Over promise and under deliver. But
Yep.
huh?
yeah, I screw that up. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think one of the things James Gunn said from the get-go was they're not going to put anything into production unless the script is right. And they've proven that. Supergirl is supposed to be further down the line, and they actually got the script out, the Woman of Tomorrow, all that stuff.
Clayface has been delayed.
Yeah. it's all
Again.
been-
Yeah.
And that's gonna be an R.
They were able enough to shift Supergirl into the right spot, which tells me maybe it's not as solely connected as Marvel, which that's okay.
Yeah.
Make a good movie.
Yeah.
Make a good movie.
I think that's something that we all just want at this point. We just want good movies. Like, it doesn't have to have continuity with the whole thing, but like, just
I
good
have a
movies.
crazy prediction.
Yeah.
It's a little out there. It probably will not happen, but it'd be cool as hell.
Okay.
James Gunn's the only one on stage, right? It's the end of his panel, quote unquote. He brings out Superman, right? Because it'll be after Superman ends. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure he'll say thank you to the fans who've seen the movie.
Dude, if you're going where I think you're going, that would be awesome. But we're probably not on the same level. All thinking about the same thing. But I'm curious.
What? Okay. You bring out the lanterns, then you bring out his version of Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman. And
Show the
Flash.
Justice League.
Show the
I was
Justice
thinking the
Show the
same
Justice
thing.
League.
I was like,
He
have
said-
the whole like just the lights go dark, and it's just and they put the spotlight right on James Gunn, and then you just hear doof, one light, and it's Corn Sweat. Doof, another light, then another light, and you just see all the actors that
Dude.
he has lined up
All you gotta do
to
is light up
assemble the
lasso
Justice
for
League.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That lasso. Oh my god.
Dude.
Because he said he has his Wonder Woman. He's just not ready to talk about it
Yeah.
yet.
Who do you think that is? I strongly think it's the girl from Andor.
Oh, Bix?
Yeah, I think because she's really close with James Gunn. James Gunn's the one that helped her with her career.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
that's who.
Big.
That's the girl I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I wouldn't mind
Yes.
that.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
girl I was
Yeah.
thinking about. That because she's been interviewed and they've asked her.
Yeah,
He goes,
that would be
she
rad.
hasn't called me yet. Bullshit.
Oh, come on. We all know NDAs. They all signed their life away. They can't talk about anything.
James Momoa. We knew the day James Momoa got that Lobo part. He was on Instagram. He goes, I just got the best call of my entire
It
life,
was like,
and we're
a
like,
minute ago.
I'm getting the role that I've always wanted. Well, we all knew it was Lobo, you know. So
Now, the other thing that James Gunn mentioned was during all of Peacemaker Season 2, there's going to be a really, really, really big cameo in the movie, in the TV show. Now, do you think that's going to be Superman? Or do you think
Well, I don't
it's
think-
going to be another character? Or do you think Peacemaker has the doors where you can walk into different universes? They even show it in the trailer.
I
Do
think,
you think
yeah.
James Gunn brings in
Ryan Reynolds.
or Chris Pratt, or it's one of his actors he likes to work with, just for a quick cameo? Imagine if Groot walks through that damn door.
Could you imagine?
It's called B.
I think it's going to be Batman.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's where we're going to find
I don't think
out.
you're going to see a crossover between
Yeah.
Marvel and
Bring up
DC
Batman
that
first
way.
season, how much of a
Like,
jackass he is.
yeah.
Well, here,
Yeah.
I got to think about that.
Dude,
This
but the Snyder's Justice League was in the end of the first season
Yeah, it was
of
so- but
Peacemaker.
It was Ezra. It was Jason
Yeah.
Momoa. But
Yeah.
And
now,
Gal
obviously
Gadot.
It was the other two, but yeah,
so, all right.
they didn't have enough money
The
to show
guy
Henry
who
Cavill.
brought this is like super deep. The guy who brought up Batman being a fascist and being talking trash about Batman. What if he is Mr. Picklick, the dimension
Oh.
elf, and that's actually him, and that's who I think the big cameo is going to be.
Really?
It's from season 1 that he's going to be the
That-
him from the fourth dimension.
You guys don't remember that? Who
I
is
think
it?
this is tinfoil hat time there, Mike.
It's been a while. I have to refresh, but
Yeah.
I
So-
see where
It's
you're
from the
going.
Caribou, yeah.
He can control anything he wants, and the only way to get rid of him is you have to make him say his name
Backwards.
which is Caltipsy something.
What?
Exactly.
Tipsy
My brain
Dog.
hurts.
Cal Tipsy.
Superman had to guess what his name was backwards in order to break a spell in the comic book, and I don't even remember how he tricked him into saying. He tricked him into saying his name.
In the sky,
Yeah.
with like a cloud machine. Other times he would just get him to say it backwards. But I really think it is going to be Mr. Pitlick.
That would not surprise me at all from James Gunn. It really wouldn't. That would be reaching in the depths of hell to pull that out of your hat.
Do you think we'll get something for Creature Commando season 2? Not like a teaser, but just maybe him saying
An
we are
announcement,
working
yeah.
on it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we really enjoyed that first.
That
season.
was really good.
Even though they were short, make the
Yeah.
episodes longer.
22
But-
minutes is unacceptable.
Yeah, yeah.
But 22 minutes is what we would have watched in the olden days. Like a lot of times we're translating.
It wasn't that long ago, first
When I'm
off.
paying $17
Yeah, it really wasn't.
HBO Max to watch this TV show I'm really excited about, it's unacceptable.
Especially for streaming.
Right? That's what I'm
When
saying.
Yeah, 'cause back in the day it was free.
commercials.
What
sort of
else?
free.
Not on HBO. It wasn't free.
For DC, we know that we're getting Wonder Woman. We know we're getting Superman. We know we're getting Supergirl. We know we're getting Lobo. We know we're getting a Batman. Who do you want to see in DC that hasn't been announced or hasn't been in the movie or anybody you personally would love to see?
The Joker.
I'm gonna be
No.
recent here.
For me, I'm like, every Joker will always be critiqued to Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that different at this point. I know I'm sure that it's out there. My brain can't fathom someone being better than Heath Ledger.
You make the legitimate comic book Joker. We've never got to
Yeah.
comic
Yeah.
book Joker.
They
And
did a
the-
Nationwide commercial or whatever that
Yep.
commercial was.
The Bait Man. And
The
that's
Bait Man.
thing, like, how is that more comic book accurate than anything that's ever been put on screen? But what you do is you dial it back and you go, which they should do with anything Batman live action, is you tie it back and you get inspiration from the animated series of Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
get a Mark Hamill, like, I don't know.
President.
Just give me the voice.
Yeah.
There's a guy on TikTok that I've been seeing a lot, and I think I sent you guys the videos.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I sent the videos.
My God, I seen that before you sent that out to the group, and Mike
does Mark
he was
Hamill,
insane.
Good.
I can.
So-
Yeah, he's
And he
he's
can
really
do
good.
all of them though.
Yeah.
He does a lot.
It's
of voices.
insane.
Like I want that. You know what I mean? There was something eerie but comical about that voice. And if we can get somebody who can do that or something of that nature, but still also have the whole live action like feel of it, I'm cool with it. The question is who.
You're trying to find the guy's name.
No, keep going.
To answer your question, I'm gonna go more recent. It has been reported or rumored that we're getting Teen Titans. Give me the same guy that we got to play Blue Beetle.
Hello?
No.
No,
Yeah.
I need him to stay Blue Beetle.
I
He
need
did
him
such
to
a
stay
great
Blue
Blue
Beetle.
Beetle.
Have him Be on it, but as Blue Beetle.
But I want him as Blue Beetle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were
Keep
trying to
him
get
as
him
Blue
as like.
Beetle.
Bring him back as Blue
Teen
Beetle.
Titans.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Bring him
I
back.
thought you were trying to bring him in as
Yeah.
like Robin or something.
Really quickly, Blood Rush. His name is Blood Rush. From TikTok. This dude is great. He is actually a former wrestler too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but his voice impressions, he does like the movies Batman, the Dark Knight, but then he'll switch it to Mark Hamill's Joker and Kevin Conroy's Batman.
Yes.
And do that
Yeah.
scene exactly like it. And if you haven't checked him out, definitely check him out. This is not a paid promotion or anything for him. He's just fantastic, and I love the dude.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
bring back Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
You have to
we
bring him
need
right there.
we need Hyman.
We need Hyman.
We need Hyman.
Now there has been discussions that James Gunn has essentially said, without saying it, that there can be multiple universes within this
There's a multiverse.
overarching
The multiverse
DCU.
was set up in Flashpoint.
Yeah.
The Flashpoint.
You know.
That was-
But they're going to keep it that way. Like things are going to stay separate, and not everything
Yeah.
is going to be together.
So-
Elseworld stuff. Me,
I'll start with you, Mike,
yeah.
because I know you
I wanna
probably have it
see-
right on the tip of your tongue.
I want to see the 4 Robins. I want to see them, and that to me, said it once, to say it a minute, is how you do your Batman trilogy. You have Batman already in the business for 2 or 3 years. He runs into Dick Grayson. You have Batman in the Golden Age with Dick Grayson being more family friendly, being more of an upright citizen. Then you end that movie and you bring in Jason Todd, and that starts to bring Batman down into the deeper and harder stuff because Jason's a dick. And at the end of that movie, you end it with Joker killing him, and then in the third movie, you bring in Tim Drake, who was brought to center Batman. He saw Batman was going more violent, and he figured out his identity, and Tim Drake is the one who pulled him back into being a better person. And I think that's how you do your Batman trilogy, but also I really want to see Robin's brought to life.
Yeah. Well, brought to life in a good way. Not the...
I have zero complaints about Chris O'Donnell. The only complaint I have about Chris O'Donnell is how he does laundry.
What?
What the hell does that mean?
You don't remember?
How he does laundry?
Yeah, how Dick Grayson did laundry in Batman Forever. He
I don't
had
remember.
The broomstick. And
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And drain the socks out. Yeah.
George, who you want to see in the DC universe?
So I'm with you guys. Obviously, Justice League, but there's one character in specific. I want Martian Manhunt.
Get the original ones from the TV show.
I mean, my only
That's
thing with
a
that
good
is
one.
I just want to see how they would do it. You know what I mean? We got him at the end of Snyder Cut, and it was just like
And the actor that was portraying him was a good ass actor too.
But I didn't like the look.
Yeah,
the look
no.
for me was just like, nah,
Too
bro.
complicated.
It was too complicated, and I'm looking at it, and my eyes were hurting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just looked poorly done. So I want to see how you guys do that. Do you go live action with prosthetics? Do you go with the CGI components? Like how you guys do it? So.
Honorable mention for me. I want to see a very good Reverse Flash villain.
You
You don't have to kill him.
about Reverse.
You don't have to kill him off in one movie. You could keep bringing him back.
He's the worst. The haters of haters.
Haters of haters.
He's the
If you're gonna
worst.
do Flash, you gotta bring a Reverse Flash. You got to. All right.
What about you, Frank? Did you
I already
say?
said mine. Joker.
Joker.
I
that's
want to
right.
see Joker brought back in a phenomenal way.
So
Like-
I actually think I'm getting mine. And I want to see Brainiac as the villain. Brainiac is one of the best Superman villains. I think he's just... We've never got a real life adaptation of Brainiac that is fantastic.
You got so many video games
Yeah.
and animated stuff.
Dude,
Now
you're so close
yeah.
in Superman 3.
Dude.
Richard Pryor fighting that. Come on! All those
But-
things stick to the person.
And I think that's who is the villain in this Superman movie is going to be Brainiac. So I love villains.
Dude, there's
So
that little bit of a thing in that
Yep.
trailer. It's
So-
Lex is talking to somebody, and they don't look human, and they're silver, and it ain't the machinist,
yeah, it's not the Machinist.
whatever her name is.
But if they don't give me a good Brainiac, I'm like, I'm gonna be so pissed. Like we need good villains. Like we've seen Doom, we've seen the Joker. Give us that rated R Clayface.
Right.
We don't need Harley Quinn. Give us Punchline. There's so many new characters and different characters that haven't been. I need a great Teen Titans movie. Like I don't want to see Dick Grayson as Robin ever.
They announced it.
I do not want Dick Grayson ever to be don the Robin costume ever. They need to start from the beginning as him as the leader of the Teen Titans, as Nightwing, Starfire, Beast Boy.
give us a good Beast Boy.
Oh
damn
my
it.
god!
Yeah.
Give us a Beast Boy that can turn into more than a tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The budget was low
He transformed into two others, but
in the last season.
yeah.
Yeah, he never turned into a gorilla,
No, and that was his favorite.
and that's his favorite, a gorilla.
Gorilla. Yeah.
Give us the,
BG.
oh my god, what was that episode of Teen Titans? Like the monster he transforms into, kind of like a wolf, kind of like thing. I've been blanking on it.
Like, give us a good Raven.
Right?
Give us
Yeah.
Raven.
Yeah.
Give us a
Give
good
me a Raven.
Oh, that's what you do. You go and you get Tara Strong, and you hire her to play Raven as the character.
Yeah,
in the
she's a
TV.
little too old for that.
I don't
Yeah.
think you put a cover over her face.
What, you look like Darth Sidious?
Yeah, you don't need to see all you.
You don't need to see everything. Yeah. Mouth and that's it.
That's right.
Exactly.
Do it.
What else is in the rumor mill, my
All right,
friend?
what else we got? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Now, we go on to Marvel. Thanks, Jose.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about Marvel now. The other studio that's not attending Hall H. It has been reported
That
that,
is such a mistake.
as of yesterday, that Marvel is not going to be at Comic-Con this year.
San Diego Comic Con.
San Diego Comic-Con. Now, George said earlier that they're going to be at New York Comic-Con.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, so they're gonna skip San Diego and go to New York.
I wonder why. Anyway, so what do you guys think about that?
I think how are they really going to top last year's?
Yeah.
'Cause didn't they have like the Fantasticar and Doom come out?
And Doom come out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge.
Without spoiling what's going on.
You have to develop.
And
You have to lay out your plans for Phase 7.
And that's,
Yeah.
and if I'm not mistaken, San Diego Comic Con that weekend is the same weekend Fantastic Four comes out. The end of July.
July 11th is Fantastic Four.
No, that's Superman.
That's Superman.
Superman.
July 25th.
Fifth.
And that's the same weekend as the Fantastic Four.
As San Diego Comic Con.
My thing on that is,
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like it's a good idea. Here's the thing, right? We got last year. There was a lot that happened last year.
Oh, we know.
You know what I mean? And granted, they gave us some lackluster 4-hour video of the casting for Doomsday, which was horrible. But
Oh, cash
we had a good
grab.
time. We had a good time.
I
We
had
all were
fun.
just kind of like texting, like, "Oh shit!" But here's the thing: there's been a lot of promo for Marvel. We need to get a pullback, and maybe this is Kevin's way of saying, "Hey, listen, guys, DC, you got a lot. You know, James Gunn, love you, buddy, but this is yours. Let you have
Yeah, I
the
was
show."
about to say.
Yeah, why
that's what
compete?
he's probably thinking too. Because
You know?
let's be really honest with you. After Fantastic Four, we're not getting anything.
We're not getting anything.
No.
Because
We got a couple
we're going
shows.
to get some animated stuff.
We got
this year.
Ironheart.
Ironheart in a couple of weeks, and then Wonder Man later on in the year. Other than that, there's no other film until next July, and that's Spider-Man for now.
For now,
Because obviously the other report is that Doomsday and Secret Wars are delayed for a few months. It's coming out December of next
26.
year, and then Secret Wars comes out the following year, December 2027.
Really? Doomsday is the next movie?
no Spider-Man.
No, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
It's supposed
We
to
get
be-
Spider-Man
it's
next
supposed
summer,
to
and
be
that's
Doomsday
it.
after Fantastic Four.
It was supposed to. Yeah.
It's supposed to be Doomsday, and then Spider-Man, and then Secret Wars the next year.
Okay.
Now, there's no other movie in that slate until next July.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Hold it. Keep it back. Don't put out lackluster things, and don't hype this up and not actually fulfill the promise.
I mean,
that's what has been killing them.
Yeah.
I think what's been killing them also too is putting everything on fucking hold. Like, we're getting tired of waiting and waiting. We're getting all these promises of this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. It's postponed.
Or
It's postponed
canceled.
to this one
Canceled.
or canceled.
Yeah.
So it's like, just don't say shit.
Exactly.
Like,
That's the thing. Don't say
stop
anything.
saying what's coming out if you're not 1,000% sure it's coming out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you mention it, like Doomsday, every day since Doomsday has been announced, there's been new news about Marvel and Doomsday. Now they have AIs that make short clips of Doomsday, and you think it's real, like they're actually filming, and they're nowhere near that. You know, so
To piggyback off that though, the one AI thing with Doom and Thanos is fire.
yeah,
That where he
Yeah.
does the skull pulling out. Oh my god,
that's from the comic book.
I know.
100%
But
from the
they're
comic
just
book.
the fact
Yeah,
that they
but
have
the tell now is they all look like they're from Tron.
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
Every AI, if you look at all the AIs for Doomsday, they all look like they're from Tron and have the light up Power Ranger kind of different colors and all.
If
So
you-
that is the tell.
Have y'all
for
seen
AI.
the new trailer for the new Tron movie that's coming out?
I have not.
Morbius in
It looks so
It's
good.
more time.
It looks good.
See, I don't think
I
it's
know.
that much better.
Popcorn in half.
Anyway,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at it, we still have Vision Quest that's supposed to come out sometime.
I think that's next year still.
Next year.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get Daredevil next year.
Supposedly in Vision Quest, we're getting Ultron.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ultron back with the white vision.
Yeah.
Bring James Spader back.
Yeah.
One of my
voice.
favorite parts of that whole movie was James Spader as Ultron. The rest of it was kind of, especially when
It wasn't as bad as people say it was. It just
No.
wasn't.
it just wasn't
Yeah.
there.
the potential of Ultron himself.
It was the weakest out of the 4 Avengers movies.
Yes.
Agreed.
And we all know about how I feel about Captain America trying to choke out a robot.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie to
man.
you. It was on TV, and it was at that very scene. I'm watching it. I'm standing up. My dad's on the recliner, just watch it. And when that happens, I literally went. He looked at me. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Nothing." He went, but yeah, the way the Marvel is with their slate, it's good, but it's also looking bad for them.
Well,
we don't need
Because I feel
3
like
movies a year.
'cause-
We don't.
well, here's the thing. This is
If they're done right, I'll take
how
them.
I see this. Me personally, I feel like they know that they have not tied these next two movies well.
No.
They have not introduced Doom good enough. They haven't, because no one saw the Jonathan Major stuff happen. I'm not making any excuses, but they didn't see that coming. So they had to clean slate that, write that character off, and start a new thing. They just haven't been able to fully tie in everything together. They've been trying. It might work more with Fantastic Four. We don't know yet. So, like, to me,
I don't think the whole Kang storyline's dead, though.
I don't think so either.
it's done. I think you're going to get Franklin Richards, and
Yep.
that storyline's going to come back to life in a few
But
years.
they legitimately tied
Yeah.
up the Jason Majors one at the end of
Jonathan
Jonathan
Majors.
Majors?
Yeah.
And they were just like
Ant-Man the Wasp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this
Ant-Man was
one.
Quantumania.
And that was
they had,
not good
that
either.
30-second
9, yeah.
Shoot, they're like, yep, he was fighting with Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we took care of him. He's out of here.
But that end credit scene with all the Kangs, that just never happened.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't know. I feel like there's a potential for that to still be a thing, and it has to do with Franklin Richards and Galactus.
Probably.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think. I think anything that has been set up in the past has been wiped away, and they are now looking to the future and saying, one, we need to not overhype these things before we are actually ready, and two, we need to think about our future and have a solid plan. The reason why everything worked out the way it was is because every single movie was getting us to the point that we were for Endgame and everything. That was the whole thing. That was the overarching plan. They haven't had a true overarching plan this entire time. They've been jumping from one thing to the other,
Yeah.
partially because there has been outside circumstances.
Yeah.
But now they're sitting there saying, hey, we have Fantastic Four back. We have X-Men that we need to bring in. We have the Incredible Hulk that we can truly use now. Like, we have most 90% of our content back that we can actually start
But I think
off
they
in
cheated.
that
I
direction.
don't think they have the rights for Hulk still.
No, they don't. They don't have
Not
the Hawks.
100%.
They can use them, but they don't have the rights. What I think, Robert Downey casting as Doom was the stupidest fucking thing they did.
Thank you.
Okay, it was some low hanging fruit that they grabbed on to revive the Marvel universe because the shit was dying. Point blank, period. They should have cast somebody completely different. There was no need to do this storyline. The storyline is out there. It is comic book accurate that this storyline and the two swap places. It's been done twice in comic books. This was not the time nor the place for it. Yeah. This was a cash grab and to get people back excited for him to be there and start theorizing of what's going to happen when he shows up and Peter sees him and all this and all that, and they're tugging at people's heartstrings.
But Jose, I'm hearing rumors that RDJ got casted as Doom, but there's rumors going around. The reason why that there were so many of them on the stage was to show that there's a multiple Dooms.
Yes.
Okay.
In the multiverse.
I hope
right.
So. I hope this ain't going to be a one-time thing because you can't have Doom just for one or two more movies.
Right.
And then
It's a
done.
good way to tie
I think
in.
this Doom is a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's a potential for them to be another Doom in the universe that actually is worse than the one we get with RDJ.
Yes. Emperor Doom.
What if RDJ actually turns out to be like a Doom bot?
Yo, I mean,
it might be true though.
anything is possible.
We know it's all happening in the multiverse.
But I think
So
this is
anything's possible.
This is all signs of them being able to do a soft reset, not a hard reset, but a soft reset where they no longer have to count on RDJ or anybody else. They can replace who they need and keep going forward.
They are relying on RDJ because
But
the
it's a
hype
one-off.
behind the movie.
I bet it's
is
gonna be
all
the
because
one-off.
of RDJ.
It's not. It can be a one-off because he's going to be in Doomsday and he's going to be in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And
But I don't think
Spider-Man
he's going to be after that.
Tom Holland is set up for Secret Wars. He's not going to be in Doomsday. It's already been said Tom Holland will not appear in Doomsday.
It's been rumored that the Spider-Man movie, is going to go tie into Secret Wars, so that's why he's not in Doomsday.
And we're going to get the black suit.
Hence,
Yep.
like Ant-Man Wasp, how Scott wasn't part of Infinity War.
But my thing with that is now that they push the whole narrative of you got Spider-Man before Doomsday now. That kind of messes up with the continuity of the MCU, doesn't it?
No.
No.
Because now if you have him not in part of Doomsday,
He has a
no.
bigger
But
part to do with Secret Wars.
I know he
Secret
does.
Wars was the first showing of the black suit.
Literally think about it.
Number 8.
Think of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Infinity War came out. We're all wondering, where was Ant-Man? Ant-Man and the Wasp was literally showed what he was doing prior to the snap.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be
In the
something like
quantum
that.
realm.
Well, I think like with
When
Secret
he was in the
Wars-
quantum realm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secret
When he
Wars
was
and
stuck.
Doomsday are setting up the bringing in of the X-Men to the universe.
Yeah.
But outside of all of that going on, because that's going to take up quite a bit of time. But what could be going on outside in the galaxy at that time, Kevin?
Well, I was going to get to that, Michael. Okay. But I was going to say, too, because Marvel also updated their yearly output plan. And they're looking at to do maximum of 3 movies a year with 1 or 2 live action shows. So Daredevil's one of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we know they're already almost finished season
then
2.
2 animated shows, and one of them's going to be X-Men 97 or 98.
What about Spider-Man?
I was going to say, you think they
Friday Night
flip-flop
Spider-Man.
like years for X-Men?
I think that might be
next
flip flop,
year,
yeah.
Spider-Man, X-Men,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
But
And then something else.
Kevin Feige right now has the hard task of introducing the X-Men and mutants into the Marvel universe,
Yes.
which, if he does it wrong, fucks up the rest of Marvel forever.
It's done.
It's done if you screw this over.
You'd be
What
doomed.
they didn't do
Yeah.
with Sentry. You do exactly what they didn't do with Sentry, and you make Charles Xavier make everyone in the universe forget that mutants existed, and has had the ability to hide them from everybody.
That's a good storyline.
And what you
It's
do,
smart.
That'd
you,
be the
you
only
go
way.
back to my original idea of to introduce Wolverine to the MCU. Is you have the boats coming up on Normandy on D-Day, and you have Captain America pinned down, taking shots from the bandoliers up there, taking shots, and he's like, I can't do this, and you hear something, I got it, bub. You had the
Bro,
bone
That's pretty
claws
good.
Come out, and you had
Yeah.
him, and you go have him take out one of the
that'd
snipers
be
there.
Dude.
so
And that's
good.
how you do it.
That
You pay Chris
would be
Evans $5
fantastic,
million.
yeah. No, you don't use Chris Evans. You reset
Captain
both
America.
characters.
No,
No,
you would
you
have
That
to.
is
You
look,
bring in-
you
Nah, it
need
has to be
longevity
Chris Evans.
here. You need
But
to
you don't need to bring Chris
reset
Evans back
characters.
Chris Evans of Captain America has done the Marvel universe.
That's what I'm saying. You bring
Exactly.
back
We
You
have
need
Sam
to
Wilson.
reset
no,
to
but
another.
This is not. This is a prequel. What Mike is saying, it's a prequel.
Right.
So you have-
It's not.
It's World War II.
Yeah, it's going
so you
back
have
to introduce
Professor
Logan back
Xavier
in that
has
century.
everyone remember that there's mutants, and then
You start having
you have your
flashbacks.
end sequence of Captain America pinned down. I got it, bub. And then you
That-
have Wolverine.
Could you
running.
imagine if he's just sitting in Cerebral and he's doing that and you see it in the panels and all these scenes start coming in where everything's being rewind and now you're seeing Logan in there where in the original it wasn't Logan and you introduce all these characters.
You're like the TVA.
Right? Yeah.
And that's how you bring the mutants in.
I'm not mad at that at all.
No.
I'm
that
totally
wouldn't be
cool with
bad. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to go to their cataclysm or whatever. What's it called?
Incursion.
The incursion.
Yeah.
They're going to have an
Which is
incursion.
when all the X-Men
which
died
is
in Wolverine's.
you actually have a reset with the incursion because you can pick and choose who you actually, what actors you change and what actors you
But
keep. and
remember, they can't do that because in Deadpool and Wolverine, they said those actions that happened when all the X-Men died and Wolverine was there, that made him the hero that he is today with Deadpool. That's why we can't go back and erase that timeline and make all his friends back.
and he's not the Wolverine from the Fox universe. He's a different.
He's a
one.
different Wolverine.
Yeah. So you can. It's literally multiverse. We're literally playing the multiverse of madness game here, and that's what's going to end up happening.
I don't think, me personally, I don't think we're getting a Wolverine. I don't think.
Release right away.
I don't think
Not
we're
right
getting
away,
a new
yeah.
Logan Wolverine. I think we'll see a Laura Kenny X-23
Yes.
way before we see a new Wolverine that's not Hugh Jackman.
Give me Daphne and Keen.
Could you imagine if that's their way of like bringing her into the MCU universe? If Hugh dies and she takes over,
Yeah.
I'm totally down for that.
Not even have her
So
have
You
him
already
die.
yeah, exactly.
You know.
Give me that girl.
Well, I'm saying in
man.
the MCU universe, not their.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, that was interesting.
Yeah,
Kevin, you got a lot to step up. Fahey, not this guy.
But speaking of Spider, we talked about it a little bit. We're talking about another guy hasn't even been announced for Doomsday, and that's Mark Ruffalo, because it's been reported that the Hulk is going to be in Spider-Man. Give me the storyline where in the comics everyone's memory of Peter was wiped, and Hulk was the only one that remembers.
Oh, actual Hulk, the being Hulk, because
The
they're two
Hulk,
separate
yeah.
things. So if
David Banner.
if Hulk wasn't out during the time, then
Oh, yeah. He wouldn't have been wiped.
Yeah, and that's
Banner
exactly
doesn't
why-
know, but Hawk
Yeah,
does.
Hulk remembers. Give me that.
I'll be down for that.
Wow.
I like
But
that.
of course,
I would like to see that fight.
Kind of just nerfed the holy hell out of him, but it's whatever. But like I said, him and Tom Holland weren't announced for Doomsday.
No.
So again, that ties into whatever's happening in that movie goes into Secret Wars.
And my thought for Secret Wars is that's because Tom Holland and Hulk take over and do like the Maestro thing, and they train the Young Avengers.
Screw Spider-Man and Hulk. I want Hulk versus Wolverine in live action. That's it.
We got a little tease.
I mean,
Nope.
you could do that in Secret Wars.
Dude. Oh, my God.
We got
Just
that
give me
little
that.
bit.
We got that.
You can have that pulled off in Secret Wars.
I
so.
know.
We got the cover of him with the claws.
Yeah, with the claws.
We got blue ball.
Harlan
But
wanted-
Definitely did.
we got blue ball right.
But I'm curious to see because they still have not gave the Hawk any justice. The Hawk in the MCU freaking sucks.
No,
He got watered down.
I like the Incredible Hulk movie. I liked that version. Of
You
Hulk.
remember when Hulk
With
was, like,
Edward
so
Norton.
scary?
Norton,
Edward
yeah.
Norton
Hulk was scary.
Yeah.
Like
in
actual-
Avengers.
and-
The first Avengers, he was a decent Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he could take out the whole Chimera thing, the thing that was
Chimera?
flying with a single punch. Yeah, that was dope. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then by
Nah.
the time Age of Ultron comes around, he's taken out by Tony Stark.
Yeah.
and
He got-
some like
In the Hulkbuster.
mate, some
Hulkbuster?
spray,
Yeah.
Like
No, he said to go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yeah,
Go to sleep.
And completely did what he did to Thor. Bang!
Yeah.
Knocked him out.
Yeah, the MCU kind of watered down the Hulk so
And
much.
unfortunately,
And, like,
I don't think it's the MCU's fault. Honestly, with this one, I think it's
Yeah.
definitely Sony's fault for not
that
giving.
Sony?
Or
No.
not Sony, it's Universal.
Universal.
Universal owns them.
think,
They
like,
have him and Namor.
Dude,
They still
Yeah.
have
I don't care
Namor?
about Namor.
Yeah,
but,
I don't think
like
they have Namor.
Hawk, man. We
I need
need
to
World
see
War
Namor.
Hawk.
Yeah,
I need
Yeah.
to
see it.
Sue Storm and do that.
You're gonna have Sue Storm, Reed Richards, Doom, and Namor all fighting for her at the same time in Secret Wars. It's gonna be that slow motion scene where her hair is just flowing.
This just reminds me of Will Smith, August Alsina, and wifey. Like that's what it is. That's what that is.
So speaking of the future, there's been rumors about what the next saga will be about. Obviously, this is the multiverse saga. It's been a saga, but it's a multiverse. The next saga is rumored to be about the mutants and Annihilator. The Annihilator?
Annihilus.
Annihilus.
Excuse me. Annihilus. And there has been a rumor that a new team will be formed. It will be led by Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. Because we have not seen Star-Lord since Guardians 3.
No,
He's on Earth though.
Where he came back
but
to
they
Earth.
made sure in the end that said the legendary Star-Lord will
Will return.
So he is coming back. So it has been rumored that he will be putting together a team called the Annihilators. Mike,
Yes.
the Annihilators in the comics. Who was on that team?
You had it was Nova.
Yes.
You had
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. Was it Warbird was on there? I think from X-Men. I could be wrong.
It might be. I was thinking more like a. Crap! I'm blanking on the name now. Oh damn! It was Nova. I know Cosmo the dog originally
yeah,
put it
Cosmo
together,
was on there.
but she's on the Guardian, so. you're not
Oh,
gonna-
it's
Is there really-
Gladiator, Beta Ray Bill, Warlock, and
Icon. Oh, and the Inquisitor or
the guy with the hammer.
Yeah.
That's not Thor.
Balder.
No, from
Ronan.
Ronan.
Ronan. Yeah.
Ronan.
I was trying to think of it. I was like, Ronan.
Obviously, he's dead, but
Yeah.
You know what? None of that matters, though. Because who was the Guardians of the Galaxy? Guardians of the Galaxy did not follow the very first Guardians of the Galaxy. they picked and choose what
the
Guardians they wanted.
The members always rotate.
They always rotate, yeah.
There's
but
never
they
one
chose
set.
which one
But
they
you're missing
they
a
wanted.
grand opportunity
So
to get the
Yeah.
freaking Gladiator
Dude.
into that. Like,
Gladiator is such a badass
I love
dude.
Gladiator. And
Like-
then you can start teasing like the Shi'ar Empire.
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill has
I will-
been teased for how long?
Yeah.
Like, when
He
you
was
got
he
him.
was teasing Ragnarok
And-
in 2018.
He was we thought before we had Gore the shit butcher. Although
that
that's
was
not Kristen Bale's fault. I think Kristen Bale portrayed a great character. I think the character itself and the design was shit. No, he was creepy as shit. Like he was really creepy.
His scene where he entered Earth or he came to Earth as a shadow, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
everything else
But
just went.
like there was talks of getting Beta Ray Bill in that movie.
Yeah.
I
Because
would love to see Beta Ray.
you know,
I wonder what the holdup is. Was it a Fox?
What's the hold
I
up?
don't-
for
Hold up
Blade?
with it?
What's the hold up for Nova? What's the hold?
well with Blade, I don't think the script's been right. And honestly, I think Herschel Ali was supposed to play Blade.
Yes.
And I think Wesley Snipes showing up in Deadpool and Wolverine might have brought Wesley Snipes back into the Marvel Universe as
think
Blade.
so?
I do, dude.
It would make sense though.
That
with
got-
joke.
he
There's
got
only been
One Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, like-
He's
Well, no,
gotten
there will
so-
only be one
There will
Blade.
only be one
That's why
Blade.
that
Yeah.
could
Did
be
you
a
hear
tie.
who the villain's going to be in the next Wesley Snipes Blade movie?
Who?
His taxes.
They'll just slice and dice them.
If him and Ryan Reynolds
back.
can make up, you
Anyway.
can make up. It's like Rocky and Drago.
Anyway, so back to the Annihilators. So yeah, it's been rumored that they're gonna focus out on the next phase as well as the mutants. I'm okay. I'm cool with that because I really love Chris Pratt Star Lord. I've been waiting to see him come back. I kind of knew after seeing Guardians 3 that he wasn't gonna go back to the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has the ship sailed on that one.
Yeah, I think
So I
Guardians
think
is
so. I
in
think
general
after
is
Secret
fine.
Wars, so I think after Secret Wars, I think they're gonna tease him saying there's more beings out there that need help, and it needs more than just the Guardians. I think we need to put together another team.
Yeah, we're not gonna see that movie for another 2 years. At least.
2 years?
Like,
Four?
I was gonna say it might be
like-
like 3 or 4, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like
I-
3
I
or
think
4
you
probably.
Can drop Annihilus, maybe in a post-credit scene
You
of
could
Doomsday.
literally, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see any of that. I think it's gonna be all mutants.
Yeah,
The
the
mutants is gonna take
Give
over.
give me
That-
Mr.
that-
Sinister.
Yeah, I think you'll see some stuff like that, but I think it's gonna be heavy on mutants and the galaxy.
Well, I think that's how you bring it in too, because you can do this and you can bring in the Shi'ar Empire, and maybe Charles has been gone.
Because
he's been out there for, like-
last we know, Fury still in space.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell's going on with
Maybe he's
that.
found some people.
He's having babies
You
with
know,
aliens.
That's true.
Maybe he's found some
You got
members.
Miss
He's got
Marvel.
those space cats.
They haven't done anything with Miss Marvel except
Maybe-
nothing.
We threw her dad in Daredevil.
Can we not
anything.
get Miss Marvel? Like,
I think she's
No.
a good character.
We need her, bro.
I think
She's-
she's a good
gonna be in
character. She
Champions.
has to be champions.
They're not going to
Yeah,
name it Young Avengers, be called Champions.
yeah, that's the new term
Well,
name.
yeah, I guess they can't use Avengers. They don't want to get sued.
because of the
Copyright.
Copyright.
With the Z is with the Z.
Avengers.
The Avengers.
But-
Anyway, but yeah, no, I'm tired of the cosmic stuff. Give me supernatural stuff. We've seen it with Werewolf by Night was friggin' amazing. I had so much fun watching it.
Twice they released it twice, and it was
Black and white and in color.
It was great.
It was great. Yeah,
If you're gonna do supernatural, I think you're better off going supernatural with DC. DC has Constantine, Swamp Thing,
As much as I
Satana.
want Satana,
Constantine ain't coming back.
Yes, he is.
I know, I've heard about it. Yeah.
Constantine's coming back.
Thing would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I think we already
give us
have
Midnight Suns.
a little,
Yes.
a little sprinkling of
Yes.
what's her name, Ella Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Bloodstone.
We got Man Thing.
A Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night.
You can give us Doctor Strange.
Yep.
He could be one if you want to do that.
Isn't Cleo
Moon
part
Knight.
of the team
Moon
too
Knight.
sometimes?
Moon Knight was
With Doctor Strange, she's Cleo's part of that team too sometimes, right?
Probably,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Yeah.
Like you already have a lot of the key characters.
Ghost
And-
Rider.
They were setting it up.
Ain't
You had
gonna be that
Blade.
Ghost Rider. Yep.
You had Blade. Technically,
Blade.
we had Blade. We heard him in there. You had Black Knight. You had Doctor Strange. You had Moon Knight. You had Man Thing. You had a werewolf. Like,
It's all there.
it's there.
Bloodstone, Ella Bloodstone.
That's what Marvel needs to go back to. way before they actually finished, what was it, phase 3, you heard Feige talking about how there are going to be 4 realms of Marvel. It was going to be the Avengers level, the Galactic level, the Mystic level. I forget what the 4th one was off the top of my head.
I think he was just throwing darts and hoping something sticks.
Divide the stuff out and keep stories running in those particular realms and not have everything have to be locked into one giant universe.
Remember when he said the year?
I don't remember the year that he said that.
Because that might have been before they even acquired X-Men.
It was before they acquired X-Men and Fantastic Four.
So that probably didn't help either. Like, oh, we got them back. Oh, let's just push everything.
It was before Endgame and everything. It was before they were really locked into Endgame, and this is the only path that Marvel's going.
You can go even really I don't know if it'd be good, but you can go deep dive, and you can bring John Bernthal back as Punisher, that's sponsored by God, and comes in and he has the list of all the sinners, and he gets these guns that are from heaven, and he gets this little symbol on his head.
So he's Marvel's Constantine.
Yup. Kind of.
You have all of these spooky characters, and you should be using them. And it's a shame.
I need Moon Knight to come back. I really do.
He's definitely coming back, but he's going to be in Secret Wars. He's not getting season 2. I think they shelved it. It was already shot.
I think anything else with him is shelved.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's going to be.
He'll be a side part of whatever else is going on.
It's just going to be a set.
It's either that or he's just playing Apocalypse.
God, no.
I mean, if they have him do both,
that
would be hilarious. Literally have them kill him off as Apocalypse.
And then Spider-Man 2099 can come in there for a minute.
Yeah, we got O'Hara.
Right? We could get 3 roles.
That's crazy.
They'll be doing the
have
point.
them literally doing the point.
Spider-Man point. Which one is the real? Isaac.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that was fun.
That was good.
That was.
It's heartbreaking though. It was a lot of fun talking about it and bringing all of it, but it's
I'm sad.
damn it, what are we actually none of us really know. Nobody knows what the hell's really going on or what's gonna happen. All of us are just speculating, and I think that's the fun part of this whole thing. Mm-hmm. I think some people get carried away with that shit, especially Eric Voss with his Mephisto prediction on New Rockstar. Everything was Mephisto.
It was Mephisto.
Everything's
I
Mephisto. Mephisto.
No, hey, dude, I love you. I think your shit is awesome. So everybody in New Rockstar, love you guys.
But I think what we have to look forward to right now is we have 2 of the most important comic book movies coming up, and they both look amazing, and they both look I don't know.
Fantastic.
Inspirational. They're bringing it back to what is important.
Grassroots.
About comic book
Are you saying we need to look up?
What is inspirational about these characters, and what truly makes them hopeful and gives inspiration to us all. You can't get much more inspirational than the Fantastic Four on the Marvel side.
The first
you can't
family.
Get much more inspirational and with the very essence of hope of Superman. And I think focusing on one movie at a time is really important right now, and both studios should be doing that.
Yeah, definitely with those 2 movies, we will definitely be there. I'm sure you guys will be there too. I'm so hyped for Superman. I want to see Fantastic Four just as bad, but I think Superman just a little hair more because I grew up with Christopher Reeves, and that's my Superman, and he will always be Superman. And Corn Sweat reminds me of Christopher Reeves so much. And the color James Gunn using and everything, that is Superman. And I love Henry Cavill, but Superman isn't dark. Mm-hmm. He's not supposed to be. So
I mean, what's the latest news from Henry Cavill on any of his projects?
Voltron, baby. Voltron.
Yeah. Voltron, that's about it. But everything else he wants to do is quiet.
Warhammer.
It's sorry, yeah.
Warhammer has gone quiet.
I can't. I'm a big
just that,
80s cartoon guy.
Game Workshop, whoever makes the Warhammer shit. He was just there, and he just did a big video about he was actually making the molds and stuff with those people. So he's off doing his thing. He's fine.
Henry Cavill will be fine. He's a great actor. He really is. I just saw that movie that he did with Reacher. They had a movie together.
yeah.
Dude, they were so funny together. Like them two big, and Reacher makes him look so small. It's scary.
Really?
Reacher makes Henry Cavill look tiny.
I think Henry Cavill has come off the superhero diet a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Why would you? If you don't have to, like that's horrible. Dieting like that and being so restricted and working
Heck,
8 hours a day.
Hugh Jackman was off. It was work for him to get back in
Yeah.
shape
Yeah.
for Wolverine.
That man
Like,
does not want to eat chicken ever.
no,
again.
no, not at all.
But what do you guys think about this? What do you think about the reports and rumors of Marvel and DC? Let us know down in the comments. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We want to hear from you guys. We want your guys' opinion about it. Tell us that we suck. Tell us that you love us. We don't care. But
We do care.
We do care.
It hurts our feelings.
We care that you actually comment. We want to hear it.
whatever. So we have Instagram, TikTok, Geeks at the Nerd Table. Make sure you guys go and follow, because there's probably going to be bloopers that George will send out to us.
Oh yeah.
We have about like 30 to 40 minutes of bloopers from...
Acting like complete dumbasses.
Yeah.
It's what we call studio magic.
Studio magic.
people.
We're just having fun. Like this is fun for us, and we love what we do, and we do it like no one's paying us to do this. You know, we're spending our own money to do this, and we're having a ton of fun. So please like, share, subscribe. It means a lot to us. Like we do work really hard to bring you guys these videos, and that's all we ask. You like, share, and follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Until then, everybody, we'll see you guys next time for the conversation.
Bye, comedy.
Adios.